soon. We're going to go over some of the topics that Rachel posted to the page, what you guys wanted us to just kind of go over, what you guys were struggling with. We're going to have a couple people that are also going to chime in and how they have a strength based on some of the struggles that you guys were talking about. So you're funny. Listen, it's funny, okay? I was talking to you guys, but I was talking to myself. Okay, so let's just get started right away. All right, first topic. You want to go? Yeah, first topic. Rachel's gonna say.
First topic I am not speaking about, but we got great girls that are. Okay, guys, so all jokes aside, that was really funny. Michelle talked for, like, that felt like it was forever, that I was like, she's voice messaging. Like, she's not talking of, she was talking to us. Okay, so guys, this, all jokes aside, here, guys, I read through every single comment that you guys did, and the 3 main topics we're going to cover, and we're going to dive in, and I hope that you guys feel so freaking awesome afterwards. The first one is managing your time. That was a major one, if not the most significant one, was managing your time, finding time. I don't know how to have time around my kids. I don't know how to have time with the job. I don't know how to have time as a stay-at-home mom, all the things. So Lachelle, Jess, and Katie are going to talk, but I don't know the order. So want me to wing it?
I'll start first. Katie actually couldn't make it tonight because she had to make time for her kids. And so I'd love to just kind of touch on even her entire aspect of what she messaged me back. But guys, so when I became a new mom, and I realized that I didn't just have the leniency of working whenever I wanted, however long I wanted, and I had to start implementing the fact that, like, I have to teach a human how to walk, talk, speak, eat, everything. Like, I have to teach this human. All right, I look at him, he's 7 months old, he's gonna be 8 months this month, and I'm just like, have I taught him enough? So he needs time. All right, he is a job. And I realized when I had him that I had to truly treat my business like a business and like a job. Something that Erin tweeted, again, just reiterating why it's so important to get on every Zoom, because one sentence might be something that just gives you life. When Erin was talking the other night, and she was talking about, like, she said, I don't know her exact words, but she was talking about, like, when you're working, if you were at a real job, could you just walk away and do whatever somebody's requesting of you? And I was just like, like, it just made so much sense to me, because, when maybe you do go full time in this business, or maybe your day off, when on your day off, you're like, okay, I'm going to give this business 4 hours, but in those 4 hours, your mom, boyfriend, child, something needs you. And could they need you if you were at a real job? So the first thing that I want to make sure that you guys understand is that when you are being very intentional with your time, and you guys have to see, do you see the power hours that are available? All right, you get to choose which power hours that you are going to be on. And during that hour, you need to treat it as if your boss is literally looking over your shoulder. You are your own boss. But I remember when I came home from this business and I was full time, man, my house was so clean that week because I did not know what to do. I didn't know how to schedule myself. And I realized, I'm like, okay, my house is really clean because I have all this free time, but I had to start implementing intentional time. So when I had Ashton, I realized I had to be even more intentional. And that means be intentional with self-development, be intentional with messages, be intentional with everything. And you just have to set a schedule. If you feel like you're all over the place, I'm telling you, there is so much power by just sitting down the night before and planning out your day tomorrow. And that is where I have found balance in this business. I know for the most part what will be happening tomorrow with my kid. If my mom will be watching him, Michael is now home. I haven't announced it because I wanted to do some weird live and stuff. He actually came home 2 weeks early, and he's now home until March 14th. He's given me 2 months to just go balls to the wall for my ambassador run. And we are making sure that every single night before we go to sleep, we are planning what tomorrow will look like. I know based on power hours or Zooms that I have to be on, what things I need to do, how many people I want to reach out to. And I figure that out all the day before. But when I think about it, that's what I did in the beginning of my business when I did not have a child, when I had a full-time job that was not even very controllable. I was a personal assistant. So basically I was someone BITCH, like I'm not even kidding you. Some days I had to wake up at 5 a.m. to pick her up from the airport, pick her laundry up at 7 and drop her dog off at 6 p.m. and or take her to the airport at 11 p.m. Sometimes I have to pick her up at 1 a.m. Guys, I'm telling you, like I was like someone's literal BITCH. I'm not even kidding you. Like I was hers, and my schedule was all over the place. But for the most part, you all know what you're doing tomorrow. So what can you give to your business tomorrow? And just write out what your day is going to be like tomorrow. And there is some crazy power behind writing down the list, coming to that list the next day, looking at it. You just start cycling how you're going to get it done. And it sounds so stupid, but by the end of the day, when everything is highlighted, you get a trophy. All right. You get your own trophy. Maybe it's a muffin or whatever it is, or an extra glass of wine, whatever it is. But you do have this sense of just like, and then you plan the next day. And that's how it has to be, especially when you're a full-time mom. And so I'm just encouraging every single person, and maybe the lists aren't for you. Maybe scheduling isn't for you, but try it and see if it is for you, because I know that scheduling and making lists for the next day is for me. And there are days where I don't finish my list, and that just means that when I make my list for the next day, what I didn't get done today goes on the next list. And there's been times where I've had to cut people off, cut my teammates off, whatever I'm needed in certain areas where I'm like, okay, I'm giving too much of this time and I really want to complete this list, because you start having this dedication to these lists to finish them, and you know what it feels like to finish them. And it is like this self trophy that you want to make sure to get it done. And that has been what's been working for me. So let's go into Jess. Let me go on to Katie really quick, and then I'm going to Jess. I'm going to speak for Katie, but I know that we'll talk about this a lot of times in the future, and she really want to talk about this tonight, but she had scheduled tonight a movie with her boys. They were watching The Joker with her 2 boys and her boyfriend. And she's like, I have to do this. I'm so sorry I have to miss the Zoom, but I promise them. You know, you are able to live in this business. You can, it's like, for instance, Michael's home now for 2 months, and all he asks, he goes, I want one day where you're mine. That's going to be Saturdays. You know, I know that Rachel takes a Sabbath on Saturdays where she just is like unplugged, gives it to God. And that's something that it's okay if you decide on those days. I've also decided on Saturday that Michael's a movie buff. He loves movies. If you saw the DVD cabinet that he has, he loves movies. He wants to go to a movie every Saturday. I am willing to do that for him, but I know that earlier in the day, I have to get a lot done. And then after the movie, I have to finish what I started during the day. And I even had a conversation, me and him had a conversation this morning. I told him, I said, I love having the Saturdays with you, but I need you to know that Sunday days until at least 2, I am not available, because I have to make up for the 4 hours of time that I spent with only you, and you won't let me be on your phone. And it's now been established where he understands if he wants me on Saturdays, on Sundays, he's not going to see me until the afternoon, because I have to make up for yesterday. And so even having the conversations with your little ones, if they're old enough to communicate, or spouses, because I think that spouses are also children, and sometimes you gotta schedule them in. So just even when it comes to them, guys, just having that communication. I know that Chantel also came up with this really great idea of taking just a really cheap clock, and she colored in times on the clock that mommy is not available. And she taught her kids how to tell time, and during the colored times, her kids can't talk to her. All right. So just thinking of little ways how to just, balancing mom, managing, figuring out how to work your business and all the things. So Jessica, can you unmute yourself? Yes. Why don't you talk about finding times with kids and everything else?
Yes. So it might be a little bit repetitive what I'm about to go over, but I don't think that it hurts for you to hear it twice. So when I first started this business, my daughter was 1.5. So she didn't know the concept of time. She didn't understand it. So it was just, and I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was just mom all the time. Like I didn't have anybody else at home with me. My husband was working all the time. So it was just the 2 of us. I didn't have that balance. But up until like a year ago, I really, really, really started to make sure that I was blocking out my days. So if I tell her like, hey, when you are done with this, or when you get home from school, we're going to spend this amount of time together. I don't fail on that. Like if I tell her I'm going to give her my time, I give her my undivided attention, and I put my phone in the other room, you guys, because if your phone's right there, it's going off, it's blowing up, you're gonna pick it up. Put it in the other room. Put it in the other room if you have your family time blocked out. That is something that has just helped tremendously for me, because I was trying to do both at one time. And your kids know. They know when your full attention is on them, or if it's a million other places at the same time. So, and I'm telling you guys, even if it's a half an hour here, half an hour there, that means so much to them, and it's going to resonate with them when you're giving them your undivided attention. So like Lachelle said, don't feel guilty for like, get your work in. Yes, of course, always get your work in, get in what you need to get done. But then if your family wants to watch a movie, or they want to do a family game night or something, or your kid asks you to go outside and play with them, don't feel guilty for putting your phone down for an hour or two or whatever you need, the time amount that you need to do that with them. Don't feel guilty. Be present in whatever you are doing. So when I'm in here, and she knows because I talk to her, I communicate with her. She's 4 now, so she understands if mommy's in her office, Lila doesn't come in. Now, does that always work? No, there's days that she still walks in while I'm on Zoom or walks in while I'm on a power hour. But for the most part, she knows when I'm in my office, I am working. But I'm not just telling her I'm working. I explain to her what I'm working for, why I'm working, why I'm doing what I'm doing. Your kids understand more than you even believe that they do. They get it. They know, like Lila knows, when we go to the store, you're able to get those extra things. You're able to get those treats because of what mommy does. And we're able to go to the ice cream store, or we're able to go get dinner because of what mommy does. So I just really, really, really try to keep her in the loop on everything and explain. And even if she looks at me sometimes like I'm crazy and she doesn't get what I'm saying, I still reiterate myself over and over and over again. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. I saw the chat. But just really, really communicating with your kids and your spouse. Like my husband knows, and sometimes he works night shifts. So I have her from the time she wakes up, she goes to school now, but it's me all day long if he works night shifts. So there are some nights where you can't see it, but she has like her own little desk and chair in my office. So if I'm on a power hour and she has to be in there, because I don't allow her to just like sit in front of the TV, she has to be in here. I'm giving her things to do though. So she's got her coloring book, she's got her toys that she can bring in here. And she knows, like, don't bother me while I'm working, but you're still in here, you're still next to me. And it's just making like those little adjustments. And let's see what else. I made notes. Oh, if you have small babies. So small babies take a lot of attention. Something that like I praise Lakin for is she wears her child all the time. She wears her. She does dishes with her. She does work Zooms with her. She does power hours with her. Like she is forever wearing Renly, and she's able to get so much done because of that. Like don't let your children be your excuse. I know you guys have heard that, but just reiterate that in your head. Don't let your children be your excuse. Don't let your why be your excuse. And just really, really plan your days out. But again, I can't stress enough to just be present in whatever you are doing and don't feel guilty about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just want to go on this too, because this goes into the next topic that we're going to talk about. But guys, don't be afraid to tell, if you sign a new distributor, don't be afraid to explain to them your time. And I've been reading, I was looking through the book, but I just took a picture of it, and I don't know where it's at. I just took a picture of it, and I probably wanted to make it look pretty, so that's probably why it's not in here. Because I was referring it to some people. I'm reading this book called The Success Commandments, and on audio it's called The Hollywood Commandments. And he was talking about how, like, when he went for a job interview and how when they were, like, interviewing him, he said, the only thing that I need to make sure to tell you is that on Saturdays I take my Sabbath. And I'm just not going to be available. And they're like, we can work around that. So something that I do, and the next topic is going to be signing and finding distributors, but something that I make sure that I do is every single distributor, and I have some of my newbies on right here, and you guys have already heard this from me, everybody knows that I am not available from 6 to 7. At 6 o'clock, my phone is in my office and it stays there. That is either playtime, love time, because me and Ashton have our own like love time, or bath time, or whatever it is. From 6 to 7, I am with my son. I am tiring him out if he's had long naps. I am playing with him. I'm trying to teach him how to walk, trying to teach him how to high five, whatever I'm doing, and I'm not on my phone. And it's funny because what I've realized is I'm not even kidding you, at 7:01, from like 7:15, I am blown up because they are acknowledging, respecting, and knowing that I have been MIA for 1 hour. And I tell them within the first 72 hours of them joining, hey, just an FYI, just need you to know, from 6 to 7, I am completely MIA, and that's because I got to put my demon to bed. And I'm just being honest with them, and it's okay if you need to voice those specific times that you're not available. It's not okay if you're like, I'm not available Monday through Thursday. Like, it's not like that, guys. But if you do have something personal, like, you have to be able to give to your distributors, and it does take work, but it's worth it. But if you have those little times where you just know, like, for a fact, like, this is my time for my priority that is outside of the business, you are able to voice those priorities. So just be honest with people about that. So let's get into signing and finding distributors. Do you want me to start first since I'm talking?
Yeah, I just need to say one thing. Sorry, I'm not trying to leave this topic on for like longer, but I need to say something because just reading the comments again of like what everyone is saying, the minute you guys, and this isn't supposed to be like a rock your world type of tip, but like the minute you guys actually think about evaluate your schedule, because every single one of us has different schedules. I understand not everybody has kids, but like the minute you actually tell yourself, I'm not going to let my schedule or lack of dictate my success, it'll change for you. I swear, you guys, even though we're home doing this full time, sometimes I understand we're on here talking and you guys are like, they don't get it. They have all the time in the world. I get it, but we all have our own hurdles. And I remember having Eli, and it was so hard. And that was when Zach went back to work. And I remember crying so many days because I was like, this is freaking hard. And no one understands how it feels to have a freaking hard baby that doesn't love you. And I'm trying to just make so much money, and that's all I want to do. But I'm being pulled in so many directions. And I remember just being so mad all the time and upset, feeling like no one understands. And that's all I revolved my mindset around, is how hard it was. So then I stayed in that mindset of just complaining all the time. The minute you realize I can't control that Zach's back at work, I can't control that my son hates me, I can't control that my 3-year-old is freaking annoying, I can't control any of this stuff, I just have to work around it. You make it happen. Even if that means you don't have the same schedule as everybody else, you make it happen. So I just needed to say that because I think with this business, especially those that are super hungry and work all the time and you're like, all I want to do is work, it's so easy to complain about all the time you don't have, but you can always find time. Every single person on here can find time, I promise. So I just want to channel some of you guys to change your mindset, because when I did that, it didn't matter what my schedule was. I just did it. Okay, that's all. Go for it, Michelle.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into finding and signing distributors. And the first thing that I want to talk about, guys, is, finding distributors. Let's start with that, okay? Who are you looking for? And how do you get them? And we're both going to talk about this, and I think that she's going to tag in Jill too, but there's a lot of things to remember and consider, and there's technical things like, how do you message them? Where do you, whatever. But something that I want you guys to remember first and foremost is your distributors that you are looking for, that you are searching for, that you are messaging. If you start telling yourself that they're going to be your best friend, stop discounting them, please. And you start understanding that these people are going to be your best friends, you will understand how to communicate with them. And I have an example. So I just recently got engaged and I'm planning a wedding. I just got my wedding planner in the mail. I'm going to plan it myself because I'm a control freak. But I already opened it and then I put it back in the plastic, so I haven't written it yet. I just want it to stay perfect. But I wrote down my bridesmaids, all right? I have 7 bridesmaids. No, I have 8 bridesmaids, sorry. 6 of them are in this business, guys, and I've only been in this business for 4 years. I have 7 bridesmaids and 6 of them are in this business. I need you to first understand that when you're looking for distributors, when you're talking, finding, whatever, you got to start remembering that they are going to be your best friends. When I was writing this, I was laughing last night because I got this yesterday. I was laughing when I was writing this because I was like, man, I know exactly who my bridesmaids were going to be before I joined this business. I still know who they are. I still know who they are, and I'm in this business, but they're not going to be my bridesmaids anymore because I'm in this business. My best friends have came from this business. You know, I'm in a 4-year run and my best friends are in this business. Guys, when you're finding distributors, you have to remember these people could be people that encourage, love, are a part of your life in the most significant way. So when you're looking for people, start with who you're looking to sit down at the same lunch table with, because the bridesmaids that I had before I joined this business were the ones that I sat at my high school lunch table with, or my college lunch table with, or had been next to me, whatever. And the people today are the ones where I'm like, we now have the joke, like, you can sit with us, you can't sit with us because you're like, whatever. Like, but when you're looking for distributors, it's who are you looking for? The people that are like you, the people that you want as your bridesmaids. And that's the truth. Like, honestly, like, it was the hardest thing because Michael doesn't have as many friends as me. So like, I'm like, how many girls have to walk down the aisle with another girl? If I had to really pick a huge bridesmaid list, it would be above 20. All right. Because I love so many people that have came into this business, and I loved them before they came into this business. So when you're searching, you're looking for people that literally you would be best friends with. And you know, we all have the Facebook friends that you have already said to yourself, man, if we've lived close or we went to high school with, like, if you went to high school with this person, because there are so many times where you can just see some from somebody's page, like, I love her. I have those people too. And you know what I do? I create a relationship outside of recruiting them, and then I recruit them. Why? Because I love them. Why would I not want my best friends in a business that has changed my entire life with me? Because my best friends are in the business that have changed my life. That's the thing. And so remember, first and foremost, is that these people are going to be people that you love, that are going to change your life because of just of their presence. And so 8 of them, out of the 8 bridesmaids that I have, 5 of them I found on Instagram or Facebook, guys. 3 of them I've known my whole life, but they are also in this business. 1 of them is not in this business, and that's my sister, but she doesn't count. So I'm telling you, you're looking for best friends the same way that on your first day of 4th grade, and you're putting your pencils in your desk, and you're looking around and you're thinking, who am I going to be friends with? That is the same way that you find people in this business. And I know that you can all remember that because it's like a developmental phase in your life when you realize I got to make friends or else I'm not cool. It's the same thing in this business. So just make sure that you're realizing when you're looking for people that you want to be best friends with them. Second, and how did I find those people? I think about, we used to talk about this all the time. Remember how we used to order pizzas as men? Like, I want him like 6 foot tall, drives a truck, brown eyes, like whatever you would order a pizza boy as, right? It's the same thing that you're doing with the business, but you're thinking about things that incorporate to you. I stock home goods ads. If you like a home goods ads, you're probably getting a friend request from me. Why? I'm a home goods problem. All right. Like, I know the layout. I go on the next day, the layout has changed. Like, everybody that works in my home goods, my local store, they know my name. Hey, Lachelle, what's up? Like, they know me. I'm a home goods fanatic. So home goods ads are my go-to. Interior design. I have a degree for it. I paid a lot of money for it. It's still always going to be my passion. I love it. I have places in my house where I can use it still. I'm actually going to buy a duplex this year, and I'm going to just do it again. It's like, it's a passion of mine. So I'm on a lot of like DIY groups. You got to look for people that have similar interests. It is a connection that they will have just looking at you in the same group as them and not thinking that you're just trying to recruit them. You got to find people that do have some aspect of you. Also, it is very, very important. And I'm telling you, this is everything I'm saying. If you're like, this is not how I find them. You're not telling me how I find them. I am telling you exactly how you find them. You've got to be yourself. All right. you don't realize how many yous are out there. All right. You got to remember all the great attributes of you. And that's what you need to shine on. I am the weirdest person you'll ever meet, online and in real life. And I shine my weird sometimes, always being sarcastic. That's who I am at all times. I got to put myself out there. And because when you look at people, they're like, how do you just have people come to you? They're probably being so authentic to their core that people can't help but come to them. And you will probably sit here and be like, I'm not 100% myself. The people that are like just distributors are just coming to them, they are 100% themselves, and you probably aren't. So when it comes to finding, you got to make sure that you're being yourself, that they have similar attributes than you, and you are able to approach them. All right, you are able to approach them, guys. To this day, I am still like, why did nobody message me? Okay, why did nobody message me? So from that experience, I'm like, okay, I feel as if I'm doing an indecency, and I'm still kind of pissed that nobody messaged me in like 2003 instead of 2000 whatever I joined. Like, why did nobody message me and told me about this business? I would have joined then. Nobody messaged me. So when you feel that feeling about somebody, like you would be friends with them, or you want this for them, or or you see them like, man, like just even complain about something that you have, like very small complaints. We don't want to put our dirty laundry on Facebook, but that is your end. You should feel as if you're doing an indecency by not offering this opportunity to people that you feel that feeling about. And that's how you find them and sign them, is starting the conversation. We'll get more technical about it, but why don't you talk about finding?
Yeah, I think that, again, this is like, and I'm not trying to be like inspiring, because I think there's nothing more annoying when you're like going on a Zoom and you're trying to like learn something and people are like, it's just your mind. So I'm not trying to be that girl if I'm going to for a second, but I'm telling you, like, I'm not trying to be annoying. I do think that if we change our mindset when we're looking for distributors, in the sense of like, you guys, you aren't supposed to sign distributors like we do customers. Like, I think our team is very, very abnormal with how great we are with post, and like our like typical month is like 20 to 50, and it's great and it's cool, and we can sign loyals like it's our job. And then I think we suck at distributors because we sign 3 to 5, and that's good, you guys. And so what I have to do to myself, because I get defeated too, where I'm like, dang, why can't I sign a freaking distributor? Like, if I can sign a loyal with my eyes closed, and then you feel like you suck because you can't sign the other one, right? So you guys need to know that, like, it's our job. Technically, what they want us to do is sign 3 distributors a month. So I know we go into the month wanting to sign 50 bajillion. I still want to sign 10 plus every single month in my back of my head. But in my mind, I'm like, I need to sign 3. When you think about it like that, you guys, sometimes we have to just start small. Sometimes I think our goals are a little bit too big, and then we freak the heck out, okay? And I think a lot of us are freaking the heck out right now. So I think it's just important to know that. And again, if you do sign more than 3 or 5, you go, because I'm trying. I'm trying. But sometimes I think we just overdo it, okay? So with that being said, I think also you can't overthink it with the process. So it is all about the friendships. It is all about that. But at the end of the day, it's just doing what we're supposed to be doing. And when we have that feeling, because we all have that feeling, it's just a matter of when we get it. We have that feeling when we're talking to people or when we come across someone and we just don't act on it. That's just the issue, is you're not acting on it. So I think it's just important to remember. I've been using this over and over with like either my new distributors, my potentials. I'm like, listen, it's not a life or death decision. That's like my go-to right now. It's not a life or death decision. It's not that serious. I keep saying it over and over again because I'm coming across all these people and they're like, holy crap, you're not signing your life away. Like, it's just not that serious. And I have to tell myself that, and you guys that, when it comes to looking for distributors and trying to sign them, like, just relax. Just relax. It goes back to telling our story. And someone wrote on there saying, I don't know how to tell my story. And I'm excited about this because we used to preach it all the time. And sometimes I think we stop preaching the same thing over and over again because we think everyone knows. And so telling my story is one of my favorite things when I do post still to this day, because it's so easy, you guys. So I just want to break it down for you real quick for those of you that feel like you can't generate posts to attract people and all of that kind of stuff. When it comes to your story, it really doesn't matter if you're on day 1 or day 70 bajillion in this business. You have a story. And so I don't know who started this back in the day when they taught us how to do it, but you're just breaking your story into 3 sections. So when you sit down, like when you get off the Zoom and let's say you pull up your notepad on your phone and you're like, okay, let's think about it. What do I include? Because it's so loaded. Or maybe you're like, I don't have anything to put. Or maybe you're like, I don't have a sob story. Really doesn't freaking matter. How I teach people, if they specifically come to me and say, what do I say? It's, where were you at before this business? Some of you guys, it was last week. Cool. Where were you at? Be as honest as you can. Some of you guys couldn't pay your bills. If you feel comfortable saying it, freaking say it. If you don't, let's move forward. Where were you at before It Works? Be as honest as you can. And then you're literally transitioning within a paragraph. It's not hard to do that. Where I'm at now, what I'm doing, okay? And then you're going to go into what you want out of it. And so still to this day, even though it's been 5.5 years, I'm still doing that in my post. Tomorrow, it might be a past post where I go grocery shopping and I'm like, you know what? 5.5 years ago, I was looking for the smallest grocery line, the shortest grocery line, because I didn't want people to watch me as I pulled out my blue link card and have to hold up the line and the feelings it made me feel. Thank God for It Works now, because I don't have to feel those feelings anymore, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe I'm talking something that I normally do is talk about the present because I'm living it, so it's easy. And that's easy for me because I can just talk about what I've accomplished. But some of you guys need to get out of your head and realize you don't have to have made $5,000 to talk a really big game about It Works, because it's provided other things for you when you're looking past it because you're not happy with where you're at. So just remember that too, you guys. In the beginning, what saved my butt all the time was talking about the diapers, because those I didn't get for free. The gas, I didn't get that for free either. Those were the two things that were so much money for us when we joined. The rest I got for free on government assistance, and I'm not proud about it, okay? And then the future is just what I want. And so you guys can still use that into your favor and saying, I can't wait until I'm a stay-at-home mom. I can't wait until I'm diamond, and this is what the income's gonna provide. I still talk about in the future. And I know it makes it seem like, well, I just put that in my post, my claim to what I'm going for today. No, enough isn't enough, because I still have so much to go for, and I'm just not even close to being finished. So when you're okay with your story and you're okay with all of that and you're excited, it becomes simple, and you just pick little parts about your story, and you don't need 5 years of a story to be successful. It doesn't matter if you have 1 week or 2 weeks. So that's to help you guys with your posts and the things around that. And you'll become very, very good at picking out what little parts so-and-so needs to hear, and this audience and that audience. But that's really what I have to say about signing distributors, is exactly what Michelle said. When you get 20 likes on your Facebook, think about it as 20 friends. And if 3 of those people you've never talked to, message them. Just don't freak out anymore. I just think it's ridiculous how fast we will message a stranger and ask them to post to get in our giveaway, but we won't message someone about the opportunity. It's the same exact thing, but for some reason, we started freaking the heck out and overthinking it. Okay, so just that's what I would say about that. Did you want to say something, or should I transition?
Yeah, I just want to add to it. Like, guys, like in the beginning of this business, and I specifically remember this one issue, but like, if you don't feel like you have a story, you are writing your future. Like, I remember fighting with the boyfriend that I joined this business with, and I was with him for 3 years of this business, and we worked this business side by side. But in the very beginning, I remember him reading a post of mine and not like, he like missed words, like he made his own story up. You know how men do that, LOL. But I was talking about how this business was going to be paying our rent and all of our bills. And I had taken a picture of our bills, and I'm like so grateful that like It Works paid for my rent this month, and it's going to be paying for this, 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 and this, and this. And I was putting my future story out there. And then he came home and he was like, oh, I saw your post today. Like, why am I paying off these bills if It Works is paying for it? And I'm like, you didn't read the post. I was saying, so grateful that It Works is paying for this, and it will be paying for this, this, and this, and this. Guys, I was putting that out there. And you know what? People love to follow people that are, like, when they read it, they're like, this person already knows this is going to be happening. What do you mean? How are you so positive that this is going to be happening? People love following those people because people love following people with direction. And so if you don't feel like you have a story to tell, talk about what it's going to do in the future and dream. Like, I didn't know at that moment in my life when I was a Ruby and he was an executive that It Works is going to pay all my bills. But now I'm here now, and my dad asked me 2 months ago, how much do you pay for electric? I'm like, I haven't looked at my electrical bill in years. I don't know. It's on auto pay. I don't know. I have no idea what my bills are. I have no idea. But in the beginning, I remember this specific post because it caused an argument, because he was like, well, why am I paying you if It Works is paying all the bills? I'm like, you skipped words. Clearly, you skipped words. But here's the thing. People read those posts, and the reason why I posted those posts is to attract people in, which it did, and now I'm here. So just making sure that when you are, if you're looking for attraction marketing, you have to talk about where you're going. That is where I'm getting with that. You have to talk about where you're going because people will just be attracted to you because of you knowing where you're going. But when it comes to signing distributors, if you want like the forward, like going to go get them guys, you have so many options. And if you're doing as many host to posts as we see you guys doing, and you got to actually tell yourself to remember it, because when we do host to post, our brain is enroll customers, period. There's been so many times where after I reach out to everybody that's on the post where I'm just like, I should offer the opportunity, when really you should be offering it before. And this year, last year was 6. My number was 6. If anybody got 6 comments or more on a host post, I offered the opportunity. My number now is 4, because I know that even when I post a post that's similar to a host post, I don't get that many comments. But if I get 4, I know it's a hit. Guys, like, you have distributors already in your network waiting for you to tell them to do this. Especially if they're hosting a post for you and they get 4 comments. Why are you not offering the opportunity? That's 1 post to their network that 4 people are interested. And if you're looking at the steps of success, you technically only need to enroll 4 customers a month. But obviously we go above and beyond that, where I truly feel as if I'm doing an indecency if they get 4 or more and I'm not offering the opportunity, because it is great side money. Me and Rachel, top whatever, above, presidentials and ambassadors, we joined for side money. We didn't join for this. We didn't join for the whole story. We joined for side money. People are just looking for side money, and it can evolve into so much more. So if they host post for you, whether it's a partnered up post or it's a host post and it has more than 4 comments, why are you not offering the opportunity? Because that's what we do. If somebody is looking for a part-time job and they have 300 plus friends, because I feel like 300 or 400 friends on Instagram or Facebook is like the number where a lot of people join that find success. Why are you not offering the opportunity? They can build a network. If they are a stay-at-home mom already, why are you not offering the opportunity? If they're a lawyer, why are you not offering the opportunity? Like, here's the thing, like, people want friends. Lawyers don't have time to have real life friends, but they have time to check their social media. If they're posting every single day, why aren't you offering the opportunity? They can be making money every single day. Guys, don't overthink the entire process anymore. Everybody needs extra income. If you think that our economy is great, turn on Fox News or CNN, fake news, whatever, turn on. It's not doing that great, and people are looking for other avenues. But people are afraid to admit that they're looking for other avenues, but they feel welcomed when you offer it. All they're waiting for is, hello, just like I said, why didn't nobody message me? I was looking, nobody messaged me. So, like, you have to just get rid of fear. Fear is a lie. Go offer it to everybody that you can, because why not? The worst thing that you can say is, I'm not interested. And how can you be ashamed of offering an opportunity that's maybe somebody doesn't want or need, but you thought they might, and you were doing good by offering it? Like, stop making it about you. Stop offering it as like, I'm offering because I want to fill my chart. No, when you change your perspective and you're like, I'm offering it because, I don't know, I have a feeling that maybe she could need this. You're going to be like, well, I got a lot of people to offer it to, because that's how I feel about a lot of people, but I'm afraid that they would say no. So if they say no, maybe they're just not ready. Every single diamond leader I have said no to me first. Every single one. So if you don't have anything else to add, or you want to tag Jill in on this?
I'll tag Jill in real quick, you guys, but I want to read this real quick because I literally had an aha moment. I freaked out because I forgot it happened like a couple days ago. So I met Sierra Glassburn because we modeled at a boutique together, and there was another girl that modeled there, and we were both mutual Instagram followers, me and Sierra with her. And we both, I don't know if Sierra did, but I never messaged this girl, okay? Her name's Sadie. Never, ever, ever messaged her about joining the business, because honestly, I thought that there was just no way she would want to. And sometimes I think we get in our head that they would just automatically come to us, you guys. She just joined under somebody else, not under me or Sierra, and she's having a really hard time. She's having a really hard time, said she regrets it, and she wishes she joined under someone else. I messaged her and I was like, who did you join? I was baffled that, like, I went to our conversation immediately, first a little annoyed, like, she freaking picked someone else under me. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there's not a single message, because I know who she is, but I never messaged her. So I messaged her, I said, who did you join, with like exclamation point and question mark. She sends me this long message, and in it she goes, I almost wish I would have signed up under somebody I really knew, because I think it would have helped ease my nerves a little bit. LOL. I've watched you do it for so long, and I've always been like, I want to be like that. I was just too scared to initiate a conversation. We both were too scared, and now she's under. Yep. So it just happens. But I read that and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, doesn't that make you, I know this didn't happen to you, it happened to me, but like, everyone should be like, I need to stay up super, like, it makes me want to message everyone on my Instagram, all the people I judged, thinking they would never want it, because how many people are watching us and they just don't think that they're the people they want, or I don't know, it freaking rocked my world. Okay, so anyway.
Nothing feels worse. Nothing feels worse, guys. And I have one in particular, but like, guys, nothing feels worse than going to your Facebook page and wanting to block somebody that you love, like love as a Facebook friend, because they joined somebody else, and you hate yourself because of how good their posts are, and then you see them signing and signing and signing, and I have experienced it. Am I still here? Yeah, I've experienced it, guys, and I've talked about it way back in the day. All right, way back in the day, but she's still blocked because I was so salty, guys. I somebody from my college that I wanted to ask joined somebody else and went diamond in 30 days. Until this day, I can still feel the anxiety because I hated myself so much. I hated myself so much, guys, and I was too afraid to ask, but somebody else wasn't. And her explain, I don't even know what, when, or what she's doing now, because I was so salty. Don't be that person, guys. Like, don't be that person. So let's get into the next topic, which is sealing the deal with loyal customers, especially when everybody gets the price points.
Jill,
Okay.
Jill.
Oh, Jill, just kidding.
Check your messages, Lachelle. Check your messages too. But Jill, you have to talk about this.
Hi. Okay. So you want to talk about like going live and have like connect with people that way, kind of?
What?
You want me to talk about like how I go live?
Yeah, what we talked about beforehand. Just
Okay, perfect. So I've actually been signing a lot of distributors lately, but I go live on my Facebook all the time, and I show the real and the raw on my stories and everything. Okay, so the other night I had somebody do a host post to me, and she got like 35 comments like right off the bat. She asked me what the product was, and I told her and everything, and she's like, can I get your phone number? And I was like, yep. We talked on the phone for 10 minutes. You guys, she set up as a distributor right after we got off the phone. And every single time I have a host post blow up, like Rachel and Michelle were saying, like offer them the business, I've been getting them on the phone right away, and we're having such good conversations, and I'm just being myself, and I'm not doing scripts. More like genuine. Somebody unmuted them. But I'm being myself, and I'm telling my story, and I have so many different ways of like telling my story. So I'm like telling my story as being a mom. Like, you guys can, I'll go on Facebook and I'll just like talk about like how Piper's the devil because she's just crazy sometimes, or I'll go on and I'll talk about like how Pat is an over the road trucker and it's hard, or I'll just talk about like my day, and it's not just a business all the time. I'm talking about stuff so people know who I am. There's so many people who, like, this past few weeks, even like today, I had a message from a girl, and she's like, hi, it's just taking me a long time to message you back. I asked her to be a distributor a long time ago, and she left me on red. She's like, I really want to join your team. She's like, I watch your lives every single day. I don't watch while you're on, because I want you to see that I'm watching them, but I want to do this. Like, this is something I really want to do. I want to lose weight. I can relate with you, blah, blah, blah. But when I'm going live on Facebook almost every single day, I've had days where I like don't know what to talk about, and I'm like pushing myself to go live to connect with these people, but I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't want to get on there and like talk about like the coffee. So I'll do my self-development first, and maybe I'll like read something, or I'll just like read a quote or something, and I'll just talk about that. There was one day I went live on Facebook and I just talked about mom shaming for like 15 minutes. And my inbox blew up. I had one girl who was like, she's like really interested in being a distributor. She's just waiting for like the money. But you guys, you can connect with people so many different ways, but you don't want to lose yourself in this business. Like, that's what I've been telling a lot of people, a lot of girls on my team who are just joining, because when you first start, you're like, okay, I just want to post about the business all the time, go over all this stuff. But what's the point in doing that when people can't connect with you? You want to have distributors, like what Lachelle was saying. You want to have somebody who you can really connect with, and get on the phone with them, do a Zoom with them, and find like their 5 things that like their 5 pillars. Like, I've been getting on Zooms with a lot of girls on my team lately, and I'm asking them those 5 things and like what I can relate with them. A lot of them we have a lot in common, probably because we're following each other and they're on my team. They want to join me for me because they know who I am. So don't be scared to be the real raw you on your Facebook, on your posts. If you're scared to go live on Facebook, you guys, you can go follow me on Facebook and go back and watch my first live on Facebook. I did not say anything right about the coffee. It was like 5 minutes of me mumbling, saying like 70 times, I'm so nervous. But the more you do it, like it's just like any other day for me. I'll just go live on Facebook. I'm just like, oh, hey guys. And like my kids are like half naked in the background, but that's me. That's my life. And I'm not scared to share it. And so many other people can relate with it. And if you're not a mom, find something that you're really passionate about and talk about it all the time on there. That's basically all I have for like going live. Just be yourself and don't be scared. It's kind of scary because if you have over like I have over 4,000 people on Facebook, and I've been getting like 30, 40 people while I'm live, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never had that many before. But I'm just like, they've watched it before, they can rewatch it. So why not just be myself now? And that's it. And sharing it on your stories too. Share your life on your stories, not your slides. Like, don't just be slide. Just go in there and be like the other day, Paxton peed in a water bottle. I was like, probably shouldn't share this on my story. But there's moms that message me like, oh my God, my son did the same thing. I'm like, see, we're starting these conversations. Eventually I can ask them to be a distributor. Eventually I can ask them to be a customer. So don't be scared to be yourself. It helps a lot.
Did you just say that your son peed in a water bottle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was remaking my dream board. He's like, Mom, somebody peed in a water bottle in my bedroom. I don't know who it was. I was like, well, it wasn't your sister. Brought it to me. I was like, oh my God.
That's funny, guys. You guys, I see smiles. That's funny. She shared it. I remember when Jade Hooper, I'll never forget it. Someone, I don't know which kid, shit on the floor. She had a Confianza bottle and it was right there. And she was like, this is why we need it, moms. I'll never forget that because it was real and it's so true. It's so true. Rachel, do you want to add anything? No? Okay, so let's get into this topic, and then the person I just found out that's going to close this out, I love you, so just know that. Okay, so Savannah, and then the other person I love. But Savannah, okay, listen, guys. So we just want to touch lightly on sealing the deal with loyal customers. And you listen to my words. Sealing the deal with loyal customers is a mindset. You're like, you're annoying. Okay, it is. All right, there is no conversation, no response that you can't respond to. There is no obstacle that you can't finish when it comes to loyal customers ordering if you have the right mindset. Now, we know that life happens or experiences happen or whatever, and you might fall off your horse. Maybe you went on an enrollment spree for a week or a month or 6 months or a year, or whatever time limit you felt like you were on fire, and then maybe it dudded out. And what happens? You think like, am I a one-hit wonder? Have I lost my magic? Am I not doing things right? Maybe you are doing the things that you were doing before, but you're not doing it consciously like you were before. You weren't the ignorant star on fire where you were like paying attention to every single conversation and knowing that you wanted each one of them, and you start making every conversation an option instead. And I love that I bring in Savannah on, because here's the thing, and I'm going to kind of just like touch on what I've seen of her, and then she can touch on what is happening with her. But Savannah, she joined. I mean, it was a slow start. She was getting the hang of things. Guys, she was my loyal customer. I just loved her from afar. And when I realized how much I loved her, when I got into the mentality of like, I want to be friends with this person, that's finally when I offered her the opportunity. And you know, she had a slow start, but she fell in love with keto coffee. Guys, like, keto coffee was life for her. All day stories, all day post keto coffee. I don't remember your the biggest enrollments that you had in 1 month, but I know that I put her face on my page. I have the top enrollers as the cover photo, and I know that I had to save your photo multiple times because I was putting your face on my cover photo for our team page, and she was mass enrolling, and it was always keto coffee with another add-on. Then Host Post came in, and she was introduced to Host Post. Started doing Host Post like crazy. Again, she would just not stop. And she got pregnant. it happens, right? And she has that thing. I don't even know what it's called. Told Rachel it was a disease earlier. It's not a disease. Where she's really sick. All right, she's sick a lot, puking, never stop puking, and she's on medication for it and everything else. I'm not trying to give your story away, but I just want to say it from my perspective. You can say it from your perspective, guys. I watched our Savannah go from the top and roller month after month, killing it, understand the system of this business and understanding the number of this business and understanding that more equals more, less equals none. Like, she understood the entire process. She got pregnant, could not stop puking, was not out of the bathroom. You feel like shit. I remember the beginning. You just want to sleep. You don't want to talk to anybody. You hate the whole world, like everything. And she had a dry spell for months. And then something has just recently reconnected and she is enrolling again. Like, the first thing that we talked about when me and Rachel Zoom earlier, she goes, I was like, well, I think Savannah. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, other people see her. Like, you are being seen as realizing you have woken up, you have implemented systems again, you've got back into the numbers, and we see you in our downline report. So why don't you tell your side of the story and just kind of go over the fact that, like, guys, something might happen in your business where you fall off and you might feel like you can't get it back, but you can. Whether it's enrollments or posting, guys, me and Savannah we had FaceTimes where she was like, Lachelle, I haven't posted in a week. I don't even know what to post. I'm like, post just something. Post one time. And that's all you gotta do. And then she won it. And the next day I'm like, post something, just one thing, and it'll reactivate the entire process. And all you have to do to get back into the groove is just restart by one thing. And so why don't you tell your side of the story? But yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how to pronounce it either, but Amber said it. But yeah, morning sickness nonstop. We moved, and Matt actually allowed me to stay home for the summer with Dean because I was able to pay my bills without needing to work with It Works. And then we got pregnant, and it was just downhill from there. What did you ask me? Shit, Lachelle, I'm sorry.
So just talk about like how
You
like
know I hate this.
you were on, am I muted? No. You were on such a roll with enrollments. Then when you got pregnant, I didn't even know she was pregnant, guys. And I'm like, hello, where are you? What's happening? Like, where you go? And she did not know how to restart being pregnant and also waiting. She did the wait period so that before she announced it. And then just recently you have completely reacted and restarted. And you're seeing results from that. So why don't you just talk about how, like, just be honest, like how it kind of threw you off the horse and you had a problem getting back on the horse and you just had to start kind of like your whole experience just doing the whole process.
Yeah. Like, I even just looking at my phone, I would get migraines. So when you were telling me to just post something, I'm like, I can't even, like, I just can't do it. I mean, I still get morning sickness. I have to take Zofran, but for the most part, I'm good. And then honestly, when I came home for Christmas and I came to see you, and every time I come to see you and we talk in person, I'm just like, okay, I got this. I can do it. And just doing the host to post, like Rachel said, her tips that she put in the vision page, and every time we have a push, it's just, I don't know, it's what I needed. I just needed that.
Okay. Are you tired?
I am exhausted. Like, it's 9 o'clock and I want to go to bed.
I texted her an hour before the Zoom. I was like, hey, I'm going to question you in the Zoom. She goes, I could feel it. Like, guys, all I'm saying with her, listen, she was a force to be reckoned with. I was like, holy crap, all right, she's just going to go above and beyond. And she went all the way to Emerald, and then she got pregnant, okay? And when life happens and you feel like you can't restart and re-get that fire back, you can. Because both me and Rachel recognize that you're past the whole disease, LOL, and you're going to have a kid soon. But you also know with a kid, you've already had a kid and you understand the whole like process of having a kid and how much time it's going to take and stuff, that you are back invested in this business, and so is your downline. And you needed to show up again. And guys, if you ever feel like you're just like in that mud, going through the mud, you can get out of the mud. And you can restart. You just have to start. And Savannah, I'm so proud of you because you deserve it so much. And I'm so excited for all the bows and all the pink and all the girls.
I'm so scared.
You're the sweetest person, and she deserves to stay home, guys. And I'm so grateful and just proud that you have restarted your business. And she's going for it, guys. She's going for it. where she is on, like right now, she's pregnant and tired, having her kid in like 3 months, okay? She's on the Zoom. And I was like, nope, not getting on Zooms. I'm tired. You can just restart and you just gotta prioritize sometimes. All right. So I'm just proud of you and just keep killing it. Don't stop. All right.
Perfect.
Yelise.
Yeah, so we're gonna close it out, guys. And this is like I messaged Yulise like probably same time Michelle messaged Savannah because we love to be last minute. And I was just thinking and thinking, I was like, well, people have heard about her, but I'm like, no, the last time they heard about her, there's just been a lot of life that's happened. And so I messaged her and I was like, it's gonna be different. I laid it all out. She was like, oh, I love when you leave me in and ask questions. I was like, I'm not gonna. So she knows what she's gonna do, but she just has stuff to share with you guys, and I think it's gonna touch a lot of you guys. End us strong, Yulise. No pressure. You got this.
Okay, well, it's been a while since I've been on a Zoom, so I'm a little rusty. Yeah, life has hit lately really hard, but just wanted to talk about my story real quick for the ones that don't know. It's going to be 2 years next month since I joined It Works, which is crazy to think about. February the 15th, I think, is when I joined. And right away, I don't even remember. I think it was like 97 customers I've signed like within my first month, I want to say. I went to executive on my 12th day. On my 22nd day, I was Ruby. And the end of the second month, I was Emerald. And there was a $5,000 bonus at the time for Emerald. I got that. And I just went strong with it. I work full time also still at a daycare. So I would stay up late, you know, till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning messaging, and I've signed loyals past midnight, and I would get up early before work, and I just gave it my all. And I just ran with it. I would talk to people about the business. And I'm not even from here. I'm from Turkey. For the ones that don't know, English is not my first language. It's actually my third language. So, and I didn't know anybody here. I don't have any family here. I don't have a sister or brother or anybody to sign as a distributor. So anybody that's on my team, I've met through It Works, my customers, my distributors, everybody. And so what I want to talk about is, you know, life happens to all of us, and it happened to me too. But so last summer, after I went, was it last summer? No, before last summer, I went triple promoted, I think, right? Or double promoted. I was Emerald and I was Diamond. A month later, I went double Diamond, and I was making amazing amounts of money, and I was able to pay for everything for my daughter was asking for. I was able to pay for us to go back home, for me and my daughter, for both of us, to fly back home for a whole month. I was able to take off work for a whole month and go and see my grandmother, which is the woman that raised me. She's my mother. And she had Alzheimer's, and we knew that she wasn't doing so good. So thanks to It Works, I was able to pay for all that cash. I flew over there. I was with her for a whole month, fed her, bathed her, you know, held her hand. And thank God I did that, because I just lost her a week ago. If It Works wasn't in my life, if I wasn't there 6 months ago, I wasn't, you know, I hadn't seen her for 3 years before then. So, yeah, we just lost her a week ago, but I'm just so thankful that I'm in this business. And, you know, life happens and things slow down, and, you know, I got sick and I lost my grandmother and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, things happen, but nothing is stopping me. Nothing is stopping me. And also, because of It Works, right when I had returned from my trip, I was able to buy my ticket for my next trip for this coming June. It's already set in stone. I was able to purchase it. So no matter what happens in life, like, you guys, don't stop. I know we get in our heads and things happen, and we're like, you know, things are slowing down. My team is, you know, not working as hard as I want to. No, it's not about your team. It's about you. Build your team up again. Get up, put your head down, and get to work. I still work full time. And I know I've been slacking the last few weeks because of what happened. You know, I've just lost my mom, basically. But I just made a promise to myself. I'm going to stay up that extra hour again. I'm going to get up an extra hour early. I'm going to work during my lunch hour. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And this time, you know, when I get to where I want to get to, which is I'm this close, it's gonna happen. I never lose that, like, vision. It's gonna happen. And this time I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna be home full time. My daughter's graduating from high school this year. So, you know, life is gonna be a lot more relaxed for me after that, hopefully. And so, yeah, I just wanted to talk about my story and let you guys know how amazing this business is and what it allows us to do.
And there's been so many changes, you guys. Like, it's hard. I know, like, you know, what I love about these interviews is that they get to talk, but sometimes it's so hard because it's like, obviously, I know a lot about Yulise, like, that you guys probably don't know on a day-to-day basis because you don't talk to her every day, but it's so hard because sometimes I feel like the story doesn't even do justice, you know? Like, sometimes it's when life hits, it hits so hard. And even before the loss she had last week, you know, it was like one thing after another. And mind you, it was kind of over months. Like, first, she's got everything paid for conference. She can't go now because unexpected things came up. And then, you know, this was a while ago, but like she went from being in, I think it was the 2-year-old room where you're not supposed to be on your phone, but she was still able to make it work, to a classroom where like she legitimately can't be on her phone. Her whole 9-to-5 workday, she cannot be on her phone. And it's like one change to another change to another change. And I remember texting her when she told me she's going to go to conference, and I was so scared, like so scared. And she's a Virgo, so like we don't really have to like beat around the bush. We can just say what we need to say. And I just was like, I'm scared. And I was like, it honestly feels like I'm losing you. And I was so upset because it was like one thing after another happened. And I was like, when does someone come up from air until like, you know, where is that time where they can't take anymore? And I was just honest, and I was like, I feel like I'm losing you. And I remember just like feeling like she was gone, like out the door, because of all these things that happened. This was before her grandmother passed, and she just messaged me back, just this long voice message, and just so much confidence in her voice, even though she had no right to really have that confidence with everything that was going on. And she just was like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, just seeing the bigger picture, you guys. And I understand that just hearing that she's seen the bigger picture doesn't make you see the bigger picture necessarily, but it's just the fact that, you guys, sometimes when life happens, you think that you just automatically have to turn out everything in your life that maybe causes work. I don't know how to necessarily to say it, but it was just crazy where I thought she was so far gone that she was leaving me. And instead it was like the complete opposite. And she was like, I'm not going anywhere. Shit's hard, but I'm coming back, and I'm going to come back even stronger. And I'm not going anywhere because this brings me so much happiness. When life isn't happening to me, why would I cut it out? And so she only got to share her story for like 5 minutes, and she killed it. But if only you guys knew all the little like ups and downs in between, it inspires the crap out of me. So I'm thankful for you, and I'm really, really proud of you. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say to end this strong, but what would you say to the people? Let's talk to the people that can't go to conference, because I know there's a lot of people that are defeated, that physically, literally cannot, and they feel like maybe they're already 5 steps behind because that's all we've been talking about. You know you can't go at this point, and you're still just as excited. Could you just kind of target those people and maybe like what they could do to get excited so that they're not behind, because you know what happens right after conference?
Yeah. Oh, no, not going. I mean, I'm so sad that I can't go to the conference. Of course, I couldn't go last year either. But for the ones that can't go for whatever reason, that doesn't mean that they're 5 steps behind. Because like last year, when I couldn't go, I just made sure I stayed so close to my team that were at conference. I was on my phone constantly texting, what's going on, guys? Send me videos, send me texts, what's going on? And they would keep me in the loop. Charisma, first of all, she would text me, I'll wait till I get to the hotel, I'm going to tell you what's going on, blah, blah, blah. After conference, I wasn't at conference, but I went from Emerald to Double Diamond right after conference. So just stay close to the fire, talk to your team that's there, keep in contact with them, follow them on social, just watch everything that you possibly can about conference, take notes, and be aware of what's happening, and that way you can be on top of your game and be ahead of your game, I guess. That's what I did last year, and I had my chart on my lap the whole time on my couch while I was listening to the girls that were at conference telling me what's happening and what I'm supposed to be doing. So
you rock. I appreciate you. I love you. I know that everybody said that Mark's live now, so I think that's it. Michelle would probably be unmuted if she was going to say something, so I'm just going to end us strong, guys. We love you. Go.
I say whatever you have to say, and I'm going to end.
I was just going to say deuces.
Guys, I don't know if you just felt it, but Yulise, like, just with you, and you just stem roots to like all the people that I think of, and I know that Rachel thinks of so many people. But guys, like, I'm not trying to be like melodramatic and emotional, but like we're all dealing with life. Life never stops happening, okay? Never. It never stops happening. And we're at a point in our business where we look down into our timeline and we think about names and what we want for you guys, because we know the little things that you want, whether it's to go to Turkey or it's to come home to your babies or help like have more time for the child that has special needs and you want his father there too, or you just need to pay your car payment, or you want to get your nails done. There are so many reasons that we hear why people join, and every single one of you, we are waiting for that thing that activates within you that we can't activate with you. You have to activate it with you, where you decide to go all in. I'm telling you, when you hear in this business that it is all mindset, the majority of this business is mindset. It truly is mindset. When you decide on this business and you want to go all in, you can do something that changes your entire life, whether it is just being able to afford to go across country, and that wasn't something you could do before. There is something in you that will activate, and the only person that can activate it is yourself. And we are here as your cheerleaders, and we want you to understand through these interviews and everything else that there are people that have found that, and all you have to do is dig deep and search for it and stop letting like other things distract you from it, because we know every single one of you, like we're not here, we are here, and we look at these Zooms and we look at everybody that's on, and we literally pray over each one of your names to find your thing. We want you to find your thing that takes you somewhere else in your life. It's not just about this business. We want you to find your thing that gives you more and a part of your life. And I'm so grateful. Like Elise, you are so amazing. Like, I know you're a Virgo, and I know you're ambitious, and I know that you can, like, if the whole world had nothing to do with your business, you'd be like, screw 100 customers a month, watch me get 1,000. Like, I know that with you because somewhere, somehow you found that piece of you. And I'm telling you, I know Savannah in the same sentence, like you were sick, puking, toilet, whatever, but then you found that piece of you that reactivated you. And I'm telling you that each one of you have that piece inside of you, and the only person that can surface it is you. But I promise you, not a single person on this Zoom right now does not have that piece. It's just up to you to find it. And so let's go listen to Coach. And I'm just so proud of each and one of you. And I'm praying over each and every single one of you, because we do, like I'm telling you, me and Rachel, like we want this for each and every one of you more than we want it for ourselves. And that is the truth. That is the truth. Foremost and always, it is the truth. We want it for you more than we want it for ourselves, because we've already found our peace. And so let's go listen to our coach. And thanks so much for being on tonight's training. And God bless you all. And I hope that you guys are just in right now and that you're searching for your peace. All right, bye guys.